My main area of research is happiness. That's what I talk to audiences about. That's what I write about. And I've been thinking about happiness in the context of what we're all going through right now. You see, this isn't a new problem, what we're facing right now, really. A lot of people tell me that they feel lonely during their social distancing. Well, people have been saying they're lonely in America for a bunch of years. It's been several years since we've started to notice in the data an epidemic of loneliness. This has just made it worse. Well, I have an ambitious goal. I'm wondering if during our social distancing, we might figure out some hacks on how to lower our loneliness to increase our happiness. And if we can, do you think it might be possible for us to come out of social distancing better than we went in? Happier as people, closer to our friends and family, and able to bring more happiness to others? I think we can. Now, the solution, I believe, lies with a little molecule in the brain, a neurotransmitter that functions like a hormone. It's called oxytocin. I have a friend named Paul Zak. He's a professor of economics and psychology at Claremont Graduate University in California. He's the world's leading expert on oxytocin. Why does he care about it so much? Because it's the love molecule. It brings pure happiness. See, here's how it works. Oxytocin is excreted by the human brain when we make eye contact or have touch with other people. It's intensely pleasurable. It's what binds us together. Researchers shows that you get the biggest burst of oxytocin and thus pure pleasure when you lay eyes for the first time on your newborn child. I remember reading that in the literature some years ago, long time ago now, when my wife, Esther, was pregnant with our first son. I remember thinking, I wonder if I'm really going to get that. Why would I get that? Well, my wife went into labor and I went into the delivery room with her. They told me I was going to help, but they always say that. They basically just want to keep you out of the way and not have you faint on your wife. They delivered my son and they put him in my arms and he looked up at me with his little eyes and something burst in my brain. I could feel it. It was intensely pleasurable. I would have died for him at that moment. That was oxytocin. It's powerful stuff. Well, the fact is, we don't have enough of it in our society today, and it's creating all sorts of problems. A lot of research recently has shown that we're addicted to social media, that we're obsessed with looking at our devices. Why? Because we crave oxytocin. We want human contact. But here's the irony. Social media is like fast food or junk that you put into your body when you're hungry, but you don't get enough nutrients, so you stay hungry and you binge. One of the main reasons that people eat too much fast food is because the nutrient to calorie ratio is all off. So you eat it because you're hungry, but you don't get enough nutrients and you're hungry again. Well, that's Snapchat, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's Twitter if we use them wrong. The research shows that using those things for less than half an hour a day, it's fine. It improves your relationships, but more than that, every hour that you spend on social media beyond half an hour a day, you get lonelier. Why? Because you're looking for oxytocin, you're not getting it. No eye contact, no touch, no oxytocin. You're lonelier, you're less happy. That's how powerful oxytocin is, how we crave it, and sometimes we do the wrong thing to get it. We end up in a worse place. So how do you get oxytocin? By making eye contact. A lot of research shows that when you make eye contact with people you love, sure enough, an explosion of oxytocin. But you can even get it if you make eye contact with a stranger. Interestingly, you can even get it if you make eye contact with your dog. What I want to do is I want to take the knowledge I've just given you and I want to give you 3 lessons so you can get more oxytocin, so you can feel happier and build better habits. Lesson number 1, use the right technology. Okay? Don't binge on social media. It won't give you what you want. It'll actually take you in the wrong direction. But that doesn't mean no technology. You need technology where you can actually have eye contact with somebody else. The beautiful thing about this period is that we're all discovering Zoom and FaceTime and Skype. We're learning about these technologies that are really changing our lives. Use it more. Set aside 1 to 2 hours a day to contact somebody with these technologies where you can talk to them in real time and see their eyes. You'll get so much pleasure from it. You'll reconnect with people you haven't talked to in a long time, and you can serve others. Do you know somebody who's not getting enough calls? Do you know somebody who's lonely and isolated during this period? Be the person who reaches out. You won't be sorry, and you'll bring more happiness. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, more eye contact in person. In so many of our families, we're like ships passing in the night, aren't we? Somebody talks to you, you keep looking at your book or at your phone. Don't do that. It's a missed opportunity. When somebody talks to you, make eye contact in your home. You need it. And when you make that brief foray to the supermarket, because that's still legal, and you look at somebody there and you smile and you notice that they look at you in the eyes and they smile back, it's because you're both getting a tiny bit of pleasure there as well. Research shows that you don't look like a creep until your gaze goes beyond 3.2 seconds. You won't look like a weirdo until that point. So keep your eye contact under 3 seconds, but make the eye contact with others and smile. You'll be passing on happiness and you'll get it yourself as well. That's lesson number 2. More eye contact. Lesson number 3. Touch more. The people that are touchable. The people in your zone of quarantine, the people with you, they need more therapeutic touch. And by that I mean every person in your home should get a 20-second hug every 2 hours. That's our house rule. That's what we're doing in the Brooks household. Now, I realize that sounds kind of schematic, but hey, I'm a social scientist. That's what it's like to live with me. And I love hugging. You can do that too. And if you live alone and you have a pet, remember, touch matters. Pet the dog, pet the cat, pet the hamster. 20 seconds every 2 hours. You won't be sorry. Now make these things habits. That's number 3, by the way. More hugging if you can. These are the habits that we can actually use to change our lives when we come out. A great entrepreneur one time told me that whenever there's a problem, an entrepreneur sees an opportunity. We have a problem. We're too lonely. We have an opportunity right now to learn the practices of more oxytocin, less loneliness, and greater happiness through love. Let's take this opportunity to make a better life for ourselves and our families so that when we come out of our quarantine and we go back to ordinary life, which is not going to be very long from now, I promise that we go out better than we went in. These are the things I'm practicing. I offer them up to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. I'm Arthur Brooks.